Hi viewers, this story about a poor man and old hunter lived in a broken hut near a silent forest. One evening he met a glowing white deer who offered him a chance at fortune. The deer guided him to a hidden spot and asked him to dig at sunrise. After hours of struggle, Adil found a chest filled with gold and message of faith. Later he learned the deer was actually a jinn sent to test his honesty. Adil used the treasure to help others. Please like my story and subscribe my channel. Thank you.
In a corner of a mountain village hidden among the wild trees lived me. My name is Adil. People called me a hunter, but the truth is I was just an old, tired and poor man. My face had deep wrinkles, my eyes were sunken with tiredness and despair. My hair was white and messy, my beard rough, my clothes old and torn, and on my feet were mismatched shoes tied with rope. The villagers used to laugh at me. They'd say, "He's not a hunter, just a forgotten page from an old story." I never said anything. Every morning, I'd go out with my empty old gun case, hoping that maybe today my luck would change. Maybe some animal would change my life. One evening, as the sun hid behind the forest, I was resting by a dry riverbed when suddenly, in the golden evening mist, a glowing white deer appeared. This was no ordinary deer. Its fur and eyes glowed, and as it walked, it brought its own light with it, like some magical creature. I kept watching in wonder. What kind of deer is this? Why isn't it afraid of me? The deer came closer and spoke in a soft voice. "If you promise not to harm me, I can show you the path to wealth and peace." I slowly put my empty gun case down. I had nothing left, only faith. The deer swished its tail and pointed to a spot on the ground. "Before the sun rises tomorrow, dig here. Whatever you find, it's yours. But remember, never try to find me again." The next morning, I went to that spot. The ground was hard, my hands were bleeding, but hope kept me going. Hours passed. Finally, I pulled out an old wooden chest. Inside, gold coins, precious stones, old notes, and a letter. It read, "Those who wait patiently and remain true in difficult times, the treasure finds them." I became rich overnight. But I didn't let pride take over. First, I bought clothes for the village orphans, had the school repaired, and for myself, just a clean set of clothes. People were surprised. What treasure did Adil find? But I stayed quiet, smiling to myself. A few days later, a traveler whispered, "That deer was a spirit who tests one person every century. If they are greedy, it takes everything away. If they are kind, it changes their fate." Tears filled my eyes. I looked up at the sky and said, "Thank you. I didn't fail this test. My poverty made me better than the richest man." And ever since, every evening, I tell the village children this story. The story of a magical white deer who might still be hiding behind a tree, waiting for another heart to prove its worth. My poverty made me better than the richest man. And ever since, every evening, I tell the village children this story. The story of a magical white deer who might still be hiding behind a tree, waiting for another heart to prove its worth. My poverty made me better than the richest man. And ever since, every evening, I tell the village children this story. The story of a magical white deer who might still be hiding behind a tree, waiting for another heart to prove its worth.